Welcome to Elderly Care, a place where your age is honored, your experiences are valued, and your well-being is our deepest concern. I'm Dr. Winston, a geriatric physician with over 30 years of experience working alongside older adults. Through decades of listening, learning, and walking beside thousands of seniors and their families, I've come to understand something profound. Aging is not about decline, it's about discovery. If this kind of heartfelt, thoughtful guidance speaks to you, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to our channel. Because together, we can build a community where every senior feels seen, understood, and empowered to live fully, no matter their age. Now, let's begin today's video. How long can you live after 65? 4 hidden body signs that reveal your real life expectancy. And as we explore these gentle signals from the body, I encourage you to listen not only with your ears, but with your heart. Because sometimes the answers we seek about the future are already quietly speaking from within. No one truly knows how many pages are left in the book of their life. And yet, as the years pass and the world around us changes, we begin to wonder, how much longer do I have? What will those years look like? Will they be vibrant and independent, or marked by frailty, dependence, and decline? For many people crossing into their mid-60s and beyond, these questions don't come from fear alone. They emerge from a quiet awareness that the body is no longer what it once was. A gentle stiffness in the morning, a change in energy, a new sensitivity to food. Small signs that whisper more loudly with each passing season. Yet what if those whispers were more than just signs of age? What if they were actually indicators of your true life expectancy? Science has quietly been uncovering clues hidden deep in the body, signals that most people overlook or simply chalk up to getting older. But these signs can speak volumes about how long and how well we are likely to live. And the good news? Once you know what to look for, you can make meaningful changes, sometimes even reverse the course of decline. Because aging is not the enemy, it is simply a stage. And life, even after 65, can be long, full, and deeply rewarding if we learn to listen to what the body is trying to say. This is a story about those 4 hidden signs. But more than that, it's a journey of understanding, of how you can reclaim your years with wisdom, self-awareness, and gentle courage. Sign 1, the silent power of walking speed. It was a chilly morning when Margaret, a 71-year-old retired school teacher, noticed something that stayed with her. On her usual walk through the park, she was passed not just by younger joggers, but by people her age, some even older. She wasn't in pain. She wasn't breathless, but her legs simply wouldn't move as quickly as they once did. She shrugged it off, blaming it on the extra cup of tea she had that morning. What Margaret Bersha didn't know was that her walking speed was telling her something critical. According to numerous studies, walking speed is one of the strongest predictors of longevity in older adults. It may seem too simple to be true, but your natural gait speed, the pace at which you walk over short distances, can reveal a great deal about the health of your heart, brain, lungs, muscles, and nervous system all at once. Researchers call it the 6th vital sign. In a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, researchers followed more than 34,000 older adults and found that those who walked at speeds greater than 1.0 meters per second, roughly 2.2 miles per hour, had a significantly longer life expectancy than those who walked more slowly. Fast walkers, it turns out, tend to live longer, and not just by a few months, but by years. But here's what matters most. Walking speed is modifiable. You're not locked into the pace you have today. With regular walking, light strength training, and even simple balance exercises done daily, the body can be gently reconditioned. Your stride can become more confident, and as the pace of your walk improves, so too might the length of your life. Margaret took that to heart. She joined a low-impact movement class for seniors in her town and practiced walking mindfully every day. Within 3 months, she was not only walking faster, she was also sleeping better, smiling more, and feeling like herself again. Sign 2, grip strength, a window into vitality. If you've ever had trouble opening a jar or carrying grocery bags lately, you might have chalked it up to aging hands. But new science reveals that grip strength, the simple act of how firmly you can squeeze, can reflect far more than you'd expect. It turns out this everyday ability is deeply tied to your life expectancy. A landmark international study found that lower grip strength was associated with an increased risk of death from all causes, including heart disease, stroke, and respiratory illness. What's more surprising is that grip strength was a better predictor of early death than even blood pressure. Why? Because grip strength is a reflection of overall muscular health and nervous system function. It can reveal underlying inflammation, cardiovascular stress, and the body's ability to recover from illness or injury. It even correlates with cognitive decline in some cases. For Charles, an 82-year-old widower, the realization came one afternoon when he struggled to open his medicine bottle. "My hands just didn't work like they used to," he said. His doctor recommended resistance exercises with light hand weights and daily use of a grip trainer, a small rubber tool that strengthened his hands over time. What Charles didn't expect was how the exercises would affect his mood. He felt more in control, more capable, and within a few weeks, his confidence returned. That's the quiet truth about these signs. They're not warnings to scare you. They're invitation to reclaim your strength. Sign 3, unintentional weight loss, the disappearing warning. We often associate weight loss with health, especially in a culture obsessed with slimness. But after age 65, when the body starts changing more rapidly, losing weight without trying can be a subtle signal that something is wrong. It may start with clothes fitting more loosely. You might notice a smaller appetite or meals that no longer taste as satisfying. Perhaps your family says, "You look great, you've lost weight," but inside you don't feel better. You feel weaker, more tired, a little unsteady on your feet. This was the case for Elena, a 76-year-old grandmother who lost nearly 15 pounds over 6 months without changing her diet. She was eating less, she realized, because her sense of taste had dulled. "I just wasn't hungry anymore," she explained. Her doctor ran some blood tests and discovered early-stage muscle wasting and nutritional deficiencies, something common in older adults, but often overlooked. Unintentional weight loss is not just about the number on the scale. It often signals reduced muscle mass, called sarcopenia, which leads to frailty, falls, and decreased immune function, and it's closely linked with shorter life expectancy. The fix, however, doesn't lie in heavy supplements or force feeding. It begins with awareness, then nourishment. Small, frequent meals rich in protein, healthy fats, and key vitamins. Gentle resistance exercises to preserve muscle. And sometimes even something as simple as eating in community, where laughter and conversation can spark appetite once more. Elena started cooking again, not for herself, but for her neighbors. With company at her table, her meals returned to joy, not obligation, and so did her strength. Sign 4, the hidden clue in resting heart rate. One morning, James, a 69-year-old former accountant, sat quietly in his garden sipping tea. He had always prided himself on being calm. But that day, something felt off. He could hear his heart beating, fast, even while resting. When he checked it using a small home monitor, he saw a number that surprised him: 86 beats per minute. It wasn't technically high, but it was faster than it used to be, and he hadn't even been moving. Resting heart rate, the number of times your heart beats per minute when you are still, is a hidden window into your longevity. For most healthy adults, a resting heart rate between 60 and 70 is ideal. As that number climbs above 80, especially without exertion, the risks rise. Higher chances of heart disease, stroke, and early death. The heart, like any muscle, works harder when the body is under chronic stress, inflammation, or poor conditioning. A faster beat at rest often signals the body's struggle to maintain balance. But this sign, too, can be shifted. James started walking gently after meals. He meditated for 10 minutes each morning. He cut back on processed foods and added magnesium and potassium-rich foods like spinach and bananas to his diet. Within 6 weeks, his resting heart rate dropped to 72. He smiled again when sitting in his garden, because he could feel the calm in his chest, not just in his thoughts. A quiet call to action. These 4 signs: walking speed, grip strength, unintentional weight loss, and resting heart rate, are not dramatic. They do not shout, but they whisper gently about the path your body is walking. And they offer you a choice. Not fear, not despair, but awareness. Because every one of these signs is changeable. Every one of them is a starting point, not an end. The body, even after 65, remains incredibly responsive to care. Muscles remember. Cells repair. The heart adapts. The spirit especially grows stronger with each small victory. So the question really is not just how long can you live after 65? The better question might be, how well can you live? The answer in many ways is in your hands, not in grand acts of transformation, but in quiet daily choices, in listening to the body with respect, in noticing the small things, in believing, truly believing, that aging is not a slow surrender, but a continued dance of wisdom, resilience, and grace. May you walk with strength. May your hands remain steady. May your appetite for life never wane. And may your heart, even in stillness, beat with quiet joy. For the years you still have, and the peace that comes with truly living them.